Hey, I'm Lars from Running Expert, and today we're in Switzerland and we're talking to Peter Gable, Division Manager of Scott Running, and we're talking a little bit about the entire lineup of the Scott Running shoes. I see right behind us we have a little bit of different segments here. Can you talk a little bit about how you segment the running shoes so it's easier for the customers?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, welcome to Scott's HQ here in Switzerland. We pride ourselves on being a global running brand, and that means that we provide products for every different type of runner. But to help you understand our collection a little bit deeper, we segmented into 3 specific terrains. So that would be road, quite easy to understand, running on asphalt or tarmac. Then we have trail. This is really where we see man-made trails, so good quality trails in local forests, anything that's a little bit closer to home perhaps. And then once you get into the wilder stuff, we call this mountain running. Here in Central Europe, this can be in the Alps, but local and more close to home, this is just anywhere that you're really coming across rocks, roots, muds, the slightly wilder stuff. And this is where we put a little bit more into the shoe, so bigger lugs, a bit more protection, and just adding a level of protection and durability to the shoes.
But you also have a little bit of a different segment inside the segment, so it's more performance-oriented or more race-oriented?
That's
right?
Absolutely correct, yeah. So really we're asking 2 questions. The first is that, where are you running? So really thinking about, are you a road runner, mountain or trail runner? And then secondly, how are you running? And this makes quite a big difference because we have 2 collections. First, our racing concept. These are our lightest shoes, potentially our most expensive, but also our most technical shoes. So this is for consumers who are really looking to perform at their highest level on race day. Then we also have a performance line, and in the performance line we're able to play with perhaps a little bit of extra comfort, looking at higher levels of durability, and those just slightly more competitive price points. So they're just for consumers that are focused on spending all day in the shoe. We're using it as a training shoe rather than only a race shoe. So it's those 2 questions. First of all, where are you going to run? And then secondly, how are you going to run? And that will dictate really where you buy into the collection.
Yeah, exactly. And it's easy on the title of the shoe. It's called RC. So every racing shoe has the name RC in it. So it's easy that way, right?
Exactly, yeah. We use a couple of names to give a bit of depth to those collections. So on road, we have Pursuit. In trail, we have Kinabalu. And on the mountains, we call it Super Track. Inside that, anything that's RC is a racing concept shoe, a race shoe, and then everything else just clearly has the Super Track name on its own.
Yeah. Let's just go straight to the mountain category and see what type of shoes are there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of our most iconic shoes. This is the Super Track RC. It's now into its 2nd version. As we said, mountain shoes are all about adding that layer of protection and high levels of traction. So first of all, what you'll find is our unique radial traction outsole, 6mm lug. So there's a lot of rubber on the bottom of this shoe. It's really giving you as high levels of traction in the wildest types of terrain. Then you've got a 6mm drop on the midsole platform, and on the upper we use this premium Swiss material from Scholler. This is a highly ripstop, very, very durable, very protective material. It's got a couple of interesting technologies, cold black, which on hot sunny days helps to reflect the heat, and also a DWR waterproof protection. So this shoe is really about taking you into the high mountains or in the middle of winter, into the real rough kind of terrain, and giving you the most amount of traction and the most amount of protection. So building on that Super Track story, we wanted to create a shoe that was more focused on the longer runs. So now ultra runners, many consumers are getting out there running anything up to 20 or even 30 hours at places like UTMB. They need more cushioning. So here we take the drop height up, we take also the stack height up. We also take the lug length to a 7mm lug, so really just beefing up the entire shoe. And then we use this KPU protection just to add high levels of durability. If you're running a 100-mile race, chances are you're training for 1,000 miles leading up to that race. You want to know that you're not going to go through 3 or 4 pairs of shoes. This is a shoe built not only for race day, but for also all the days leading up to race day. And again, we use that premium Scholler fabric. Then if you're looking to take something from the RC collection, but you have slightly more of a consumer mindset, you still get that same outsole technology. So all the R&D that we put into our RC collection is still present in this shoe. But here we use a ripstop material. We add in a little bit of extra cushioning, a little bit of extra comfort, and also we bring some additional colorways in. So if your mindset is a little bit more on how you're looking on the mountain, to add in that technicity from our midsole and outsole technology with a little bit more style, then you'll be looking at the Super Track 3.
Yeah, so that's part of the performance collection. So the first two were the RC collection.
Yeah, and you have around about a €20 price difference between those. So as a consumer, you can really choose, are you more race orientated? You want all of that real high-end tech? Or are you going to go for something at a slightly lower price point that gives you that extra levels of comfort, but also those colored options as well?
And also in the mountain...
In trail?
Yeah.
So one of the new shoes that we're launching, this shoe will be available in the market November this year. This is a very exciting shoe for us. There is a trend, as you will, I'm sure, know, in road running to use carbon plates. These carbon plates help the efficiency of the runner. As a brand, we launched the Speed Carbon RC last year as a road shoe. We wanted then to be able to bring that technology into trail running and offer that same efficiency benefit to our trail runners. So what we've done with this shoe is we've married all of our R&D know-how in outsole technology with the R&D from the carbon plated technology in road. So think of this as really a hybrid shoe, bringing the best from the road collection and the mountain collection all together to give you the fastest long distance and most efficient trail product that we have. Build into this a very breathable and comfortable engineered upper. And what you've got here is a shoe that will take you really on those up to 100-mile distances, but also for long training runs. Anywhere that you're looking for loads of efficiency, loads of traction, super comfortable ride on trail runs.
And we can see on the bottom here that we're starting to get a little bit towards the trail segment. So let's just go over there. Next up is the Kinabalu.
That's absolutely correct. So for trail is really anywhere that is off-road, but is more manicured. So now when we're running from urban environments, we tend to find that the local councils or the local governments have created good quality trails for us, but you still need that little bit of extra protection and that little bit of extra outsole. So what we're doing here with the trail collection is really trying to marry the best of our road collection with our mountain collection. The pinnacle product we talked about just now, which is the Ultra Carbon RC, it's really for that race-focused person who's running really long miles, probably training 6-7 times a week. Underneath that, we also have two shoes in our race collection. One is the Kinabalu Ultra RC. This is an 8mm drop. It has 3mm lugs on the outsole, so something that you can run very fast in. It's 260 grams. It keeps the lightweight down. It uses our kinetic light foam, so it's a very responsive, high rebound foam. It feels actually pretty similar to how you would expect a road shoe to feel, but when it gets wetter, when it gets a little bit more technical underfoot, you've still got that protection from the full rubber outsole. If you're running something a little bit shorter and you want to go down to a lower drop, we have the Kinabalu RC3. It now goes down to a 3mm drop, slightly less stack height, keeps the same outsole and a very lightweight upper. That's our lightest trail shoe at 240 grams. For those of you looking for a little bit more comfort focused, we have the Kinabalu 2. This has actually two pieces of foam, so we have a lighter and softer foam in the heel. That means as you hit the ground on your heel strike, you're well protected on those knees, hip joints, giving you lots of protection there. Slightly denser foam for a nice steady and dynamic takeoff. Lots of color options, and also here we introduced the Gore-Tex model into the collection. So that's our trail offering.
Yeah, and so we talk a lot about technical running at our store, and this is more of like those flow trails where you just keep getting the good flow and you don't have anything that really stops you and you have to like be super agile. That's where the mountain collection maybe is a little bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. This is actually the shoe that I recommend to people as their first trail shoe. So if you're not really confident with really big climbs, you're not looking to the real wild spaces, you want to stay on those well signposted man-made trails, but you're finding in your road shoe that you're just slipping and you perhaps haven't got enough stability, then the Kinabalu collection, whether it's in RC or in the inline collection, this is really a good shoe because it's really versatile. You can use it a little bit on the road, it's still got lots of cushioning, but you can start to venture and explore those outdoor spaces as well.
Yeah, super. Next up, road.
Okay, so welcome to the road collection. Road is really about two main things. First of all, foams. So we have our new kinetic foam. This is actually a blended EVA that brings in some lightweight properties, high rebound properties, but keeps that stability and that durability of a standard EVA. And secondly, and probably most important, is the rocker technology. At Scott, we introduced rocker technology over 10 years ago, and it's something that's been ever present. We actually put it all the way through our collection, even into our mountain product. But we have what's called ER2, or Evolved Rocker Technology, in our road. It's our most aggressive rocker, and you can really see in the forefoot how much the shoe falls away towards the toe. What that means is that as you land, you reduce your heel strike impacts, the shoe rolls you through in a really efficient way, and then it really gets you moving into the next stride by falling away in the forefoot. That rocker works most efficiently when it is blended with a carbon plate. So in the Speed Carbon RC, you have our dynamic plate. That's a plate that changes its properties depending on the running style and the runner. We're all built differently and we all run differently. And it's very important that when picking a shoe, that you have something that is able to adapt to your own running style. So whether you're starting off forefoot running at the beginning of a marathon and ending up heel striking, or you're looking for a sprint finish, you really want the shoe to be able to be dynamic and to react to you. So for the racers, people looking to really beat their PBs, get those times down, then you're into the Speed Carbon. If you're looking for a lightweight, 240 grams, very dynamic performance shoe, then we have the Pursuit. And new for this year, we also introduced the Pursuit Ride. It uses a slightly denser, more stable foam with additional overlays. So if you're perhaps a slightly heavier runner, a bit newer to running, or you've got a gait that means that you pronate, your knees dropping in, and you're just looking for a little bit more stability, it's not a posted shoe, but it's a neutral, stable shoe, then the Pursuit Ride. And then finally, a very important shoe for us at Scott is the new Pursuit Explore. This is our first environmentally responsible shoe. This is 47% of the shoe is recycled material. The upper is 100% recycled polyester. Laces, insocks, details on here, 100% recycled. The midsole is 20% recycled EVA and the outsole 20% recycled rubber. What we hope is what we learn from this shoe can start to influence the rest of our product creation. It's our first step into responsible product creation, and we hope that it's the start of a very long journey.
Well, thank you, Peter. That was very educational, also for me. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about Scott here in this video, and that you can find the shoe that's right for you.